Hello there, everyone, and welcome to a live episode of the Pretty Bold podcast. We literally just finished the game versus Man City away today with a 2-1 loss. I'm joined by, obviously, as you can see, Jamie, Matt, and James. How are we doing, fellas?
Yeah, all right. Actually,
not too bad at all.
We could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, we'll come more into that, but you're right. It could be a hell of a lot worse. If there are viewers watching as we go through, please leave comments. We'll try and answer questions. If you've got comments, leave them, and we'll discuss as we go. This is going to be a full podcast as we normally would during the week because we are quite busy during the week. So it'll be as normal. We'll discuss the Man City fixture. I'm busy, but we'll discuss Man City now, and then we'll discuss the fixture against Leeds in 9 days' time. So, first initial thoughts of today's fixture, Jamie.
It was a lot better than I expected. I have to admit, I thought we put in a hell of a fight, and if we'd walked away with a result today, I don't think many people could have moaned. Everything we Arsenal players, I think we got. We look at the stats. First half, especially, we were probably the more likely team scoring. I just thought everyone put in their absolute everything, and I think it was a real positive result about the direction of the club. Look, we lost, but as everyone has been saying, it was a free hit today, and I think it shows you we can probably put up with some of the better sides in the league, and on another day, we could have got a result today. So I'm really positive, actually. I'm disappointed, but I'm positive.
Yeah, James.
I agree with Jamie. Really, I'm a little bit gutted about the result, but the performance I thought was superb. I thought the pressing was phenomenal today. You can tell every single person on that pitch was absolutely shattered. Dawson again, brilliant. I thought Diop had quite a good game as well. I think like the first half there was probably one weak player, but other than that, I think he improved in the second half overall. And we can't really come away from the game overly that disappointed. I think the players, held them. They can go off with the pitch with their heads held high today.
Yeah, no, definitely. Matt, what's your thoughts on it all?
Well, my first thoughts before I talk about the West Ham game are you stealing my bet in the group hack is going to cost us because Brentford have already conceded.
Brentford losing.
So thanks for that. But yeah, I as you say, it's positive across the board, really. Yes, we lost the game, and that's a disappointment, as the loss is going to be. But we're looking at a Man City team now who've just won their 20th game in a row, and not many people have run them as close as we just did there in that run. They're the best team in the world right now, and it shows how far that we've come. That we play a team like Man City away from home on the back of 19 wins, and we think, you know what, we could have easily got a point there, and no one would have really said anything about it and said, "Oh, we didn't deserve it." I currently have a row on Twitter with some guy who said Randolph should have done better for both of their goals. Which, what's he on about? First one's a point blank header. He's saying Fabianski would have come and claimed it.
What a ball that was as well.
Yeah,
I think,
and then the second one, he's saying straight in the middle of the goal, but Stones has hit it for about 3 bodies, so he's got no time to react.
You can't do anything about the second one. I think the first one maybe could have come and tried to claim it, but then it's so quick. You're not expecting De Bruyne to do that sort of pass, you know what I mean?
If he comes and tries to collect it and he doesn't get there, everyone's going to be like, why has he come to collect it?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough for him. He's not playing a lot of football. That's the hard bit. He's only come back from injury last week as well, so you've got to sort of give him a little bit of leeway, but I don't think he could have done much else. I'm with you, boys. I thought the boys were fantastic today. One player we'll definitely discuss a little bit, probably had his weakest game for West Ham this season. And again, he's not played a lot of football recently. But the effort, the press, when we actually got the ball, we looked dangerous again at times. There was the first 20 minutes, that second pass weren't quite there. And I think if you listen to the pre-game show on BT Sport, Joe Cole said it pretty well. Against City, if you can break the ball up as much as you want, but if your second and third pass after that isn't good enough to get you up the field, they're just going to keep coming at you. And that for about 20 minutes, we weren't quite there. But once we got going, I thought we actually got better once we went 1-0 down. We looked like we were going to score maybe a couple for half time there. Look, you've got to give full credit to Moyes, and I don't like doing that, as you know. full credit to Moyes for the way he's got the boys playing at the moment, and full credit to those boys for giving everything they've got for that side. So, good performance. Unlucky with the result, but we move on.
I've got a quick stat. I don't know if Matt's seen this because he stole one of mine. So since the 21st of September, Man City have had a better expected goals all but 3 games, which was that Leeds game, a Leicester game, and today. And those Leicester and Leeds games were back in like September, October. So this is the first time that by expected goals they should have lost. That is huge. That shows you how well we played.
Do you know what? There was another thing that popped up, and it was, I think we were the only team this season to stop City from having a chance at goal within 20 odd minutes or something at home. And I was like,
yeah,
whoa. I couldn't believe it. I was like, so that's another credit. It just shows you how well we've been playing.
Jurassic Theory, but honestly, though, I was cheering for Man City, but I'm sorry you've lost. Honestly, though, Jurassic, please leave. No, I'm only joking, mate. I'm only joking. No, thanks for the comment. We're gutted. Let's talk, before we get onto the positives, because there are a lot of positives, I want to go on to the one negative of today's fixture, because then once we spoke about it, we can move on. That was Ben Johnson's worst performance in a West Ham kit this season for me. A lot of misplaced passes, probably at fault for I can't really blame him for the first goal, even though they weren't tight enough to De Bruyne. It should have been tighter. The second goal was definitely his fault for dropping off and leaving Mahrez onside. With Ben here, we can't moan too much because, again, he's not playing a lot of football and it's obviously in and out. But if Frederick's available, would have Ben played today?
Yeah, he plays today because he can play. I just think it was... But then we have to take this with a pinch of salt. He had a poor game, but he's coming up against arguably the best team in the world right now. So, yes, it was tough for him, and yes, he probably didn't play great, but he came up against Kyle Walker and Riyad Mahrez, who are brilliant, are really good footballers. Would I play him against Leeds next week? Probably not, no. I'd go back to the 4 at the back system because I think it's more suited towards how we want to play. But I'm not worried about his performance. It was a tough game for him, and it's one of them that he'll learn from in the future.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on it, Matt? Or James, what's your thoughts on it?
I think I would agree with Jamie in terms of I probably would change the system to go against Leeds. But I don't think I would replace him. I think, to be honest, he did improve throughout the game. He had an awful first half, and I was vocal about that on the chat and stuff. But then he did actually have a better second half, I thought. As much as he could have probably done a bit of better tracking, like you said, with the goal. But I think his own game, in terms of like passing, getting rid of the distribution and stuff, did improve a lot. So I think, at the end of the day, he's a youngster. So you've got you don't want to dig his confidence. And to play, the best team, arguably one of the best teams in the whole of Europe or the world, and I feel like we're being a little. I guess to take him out would be quite harsh, but at the same time, if you're going to change the system, I guess it's got to happen, hasn't it?
You're right. It would be harsh, but I think the good thing is with this team and the way Moyes is setting up at the moment, everyone knows they've got a role to play. Against a team like Leeds, it probably won't start because, especially at home, we'll probably go back 4. Ben Rama for me should come back in. He should, because again today when he come in, he looked like our best ball player along with Lingard. But then you look at Man United in 2 weeks' time, it probably gets another go. So it's a role-playing situation for him, for Fredericks, which is, if they're all buying into it, it's only a good thing. I don't know if Matt's with us because I think he's frozen again.
I'll quit him out.
We'll leave the negative chat there, okay, because that is the only negative. I'll just read Max's comment. Max has put, I don't think Johnson was that bad in his actual positioning. He was just very nervous on the ball. He's also 20 years old playing on his non-natural side. Yeah, you're right, Max, but at the same point, he is a Premier League player. There's the where he drops off for the second goal, he should know better with his line because he was the only one that dropped off.
1-0 West Brom, by the way, which is quite
Oi.
good for the Premier League.
Yeah. He's the only one that dropped off. So it'll come, and I'd keep him at West Ham for as long as possible because I think he's going to be one serious fallback.
Yeah, he's
right.
definitely someone I would never. I would have, the thought of getting rid of him has never entered my head.
Yeah.
I think he's a good
The
quality
only worry
player.
I've got for him is though, I don't see a way in where he's going to break into a right back in the next couple of years because of how good Kufau's been. Which is a real.
He's only 20, as Max has stated, and if he can be a backup as a proper left back for Cresswell, who's on his way out, probably in the next 3 years.
Whoa!
In the next 3 years, I didn't say now. In the next 3 years, Kufau. They're not young guys like Johnson. Keep him around, get him learning, get him playing when he can.
He's just got to continue to persevere and learn, hasn't he? As he goes, he's at 20. You're a sponge still at a high level. So look how much.
Let's move on to positives, and I'll swap sides totally and go from the left wing back to the right wing back. Kufau again today. That guy is very quickly putting himself in the Player of the Year bracket very quickly. He does not put a foot wrong at all again today. He had to start off that Ferran Torres. He had him quiet for a lot of it, and then Phil Foden come on, and he stopped Phil Foden playing for what he done as well.
Foden done nothing when he came on.
He's very, very quickly putting himself in that bracket of Player of the Season, right up there.
He wins it. He's a definite name that deserves credit come the end of the season. I think arguably
I reckon I wouldn't be surprised if Souček wins it this year.
I think you've got to look at it pound for pound. I'm not saying he's the best signing in the Premier League this season, but the value he's been brilliant. You can't knock what we paid. I think the other argument is I know people, my friends take a mick out of this because I love him. I think Ruben Diaz once again, he's just an absolute baller. He's been the signing of the season, but we look at what we paid for Kufau. The guy's been brilliant. You can't knock that guy one performance he's had this year for us.
Yeah, not for sure. While we're on the defence, I thought the defence again put in a cracking performance again today. Craig Dawson was a rock. I don't want to keep talking about him, but he was phenomenal again, as was Diop again. Mm-hmm. And I think we stated it on the last pod. It might have been the last pod, or it was definitely the group chat. Does Ogbonna, and I'll put this out to Max and Jurassic Theory are watching as well, and if there's anyone else, does Ogbonna say he's available for Leeds? Does he come straight back in that starting lineup?
No.
Matt, let's go to you as you've been quiet for a while. Matt, what's your thoughts on that?
Quiet is an understatement. I think it's tough. Like, I don't think you change it right now. While they've got a good relationship going at the back, and not just the centre halves, but across the back line. Obviously, we're not with the same keeper this week, but we'll see what happens there. I don't think you change it unless you really need to. I think you'd only change it if something's going wrong. Obviously, Ogbonna's been fantastic, but again, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
I agree. Everyone agree with that?
Yeah, and also I think it has some positives to having that sort of constant, everybody fighting for their place and stuff, because if someone just gets instantly dropped for another player, they think no matter how well I'm playing, I'm never going to be number one. So keeping them on their toes, I think, is always a good thing. Got some.
I agree with that.
We love you, Jamie. We do. We love you, Jamie. We do.
Cool. I'll tell you what. There's 3 people that have been on the beers early doors, aren't they? Blimey.
or was this Jamie just signing into different accounts and putting on
how
the chat?
How much has Jamie had to pay them?
And I know I
you ain't got friends.
Sense.
3 people loving Jamie. That is not right. Even his mum doesn't.
They're up in the age of 18, aren't
Whoa! Big shout. Let's move up the pitch. And we'll bring in. We called him out last time, and we've now sort of put him down as the man's biggest fanboy. Tom Willickson's best mate, Pablo Fornells, probably one of his best performances in a West Ham shirt today.
Yeah, arguably, definitely.
Putting a great shift.
He done really, really well. Yeah.
There was someone on Facebook about 70 minutes in put, "Get Fornells off now. That geezer has been terrible," and I was just like, are you watching the right game? You must be on Sky Sports watching the Championship game.
Getting annoyed at somebody else's opinion. That's not right.
It's just ridiculous. I thought he was fantastic today. Really well played.
Yeah.
Great effort. And I said it in actually another Facebook comment. They put the team. They was like, this is what the team should be. I was like, we know Fornals is going to play in games like this. Fornals will play in these games. Do you know what I mean? And we know that because of that work rate. Matt, do you think he deserves maybe a run now going with it? Leeds, do you think he deserves to play against Leeds?
It's hard to say, isn't it? Because obviously he plays in these sorts of games because of the defensive work rate. But then again, you know what you can get with Leeds going forward as well. They can really sort of tear teams apart with the likes of Rafinha, Bamford, even like players like Dallas getting forward with late runs. So the defensive side of things is important. But I think Benrahma had a really good game against Leeds when we played them at their place. I don't think there's really a right or wrong. I personally would probably favour someone like Benrahma just for that extra attacking outlet. But then again,
a great headache to have, though, eh?
Yeah, exactly. When was the last time we had something like this?
Because right now Lingard is pretty much undroppable right now.
Yeah, he's superb, isn't he?
But Bowen could potentially miss out. Fornals can play and Benrahma potentially.
I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps them same players on that started today, but maybe eases them in a little bit earlier. You think
the one change
happen, can't it, in a week?
I think the one change I'd make. I think there's one change I'd make. I'd bring Benrahma in for Ben Johnson. That's my one change I'd make for Leicester. Leeds. Yeah. That's it. Simple.
Yeah, for sure. I think we'd all sort of agree with that because Bowen's not exactly setting the world alight right now either. Any other sort of player we want to discuss after today's performance?
I think Lingard's been brilliant. I think Lingard was actually very underrated. I thought he was super. Every time he got the ball, I'm expecting something to happen. I think he's great, and I never thought I'd say this about Jesse Lingard. I think he's
that really impressed me was, and he's someone. It's a different, although he plays in the same position really as like a Lanzini or a Fornals in that 10 role, but he brings so much more dynamism to it. Like his pace, getting between the lines, picking up the ball, turning and running at defenders. I just think he gives you such a different aspect in that 10 role because a couple of times he just got it and ran at them, and they're backing off, and that's something we haven't really had in that role with someone like Lanzini or Fornals or whoever else, Mark Noble, whoever else has played in that role. He just gives you so much more. He was, to be fair, the only thing he really did wrong today was his assist, which was a shot. But other than that, he was fantastic.
Yeah,
was world class today.
I just want to say my bit on Lingard because that is a very good question by Max. Lingard, as I said, he's pretty much undroppable right now, and he's the thing that's making us tick going forward. And again, I don't know if you see it before. Moyes was saying about the Lingard signing, just needed something different, and what he offers us different, as you said, is someone that wants to pick up and drive with that ball.
Yeah, he can get you from your own half to the 18-yard box, can't he, really quick.
All we missed today with that, which we see, I think it was the Villa game, we see him and Benrahma link up really well. Today, where we're all so deep and Antonio's running his arse off defensively, when he was driving, there wasn't that movement in behind to give him an outlet ball. There was a couple of times he drove and just got stuck in an area and he has to turn around and come back. And you can't do that against City because they just set up again.
Do you know what? His hold-up play is getting so much better, isn't it? Today,
for 20 minutes, he annihilated Diaz and Stones in the air for 20 minutes.
He still can't finish for anything, can he?
Brighton have got a penalty.
Have they?
Yeah.
You say he can't finish for anything, right? Every goal he's scored is in the box. That's a finisher. Tell me I'm wrong.
He's a Rolls Royce.
He gets into the right position, but as a finisher, he's not great.
He's a finisher. He's a goal scorer in the box. He finishes.
Yeah, I know, but I'm still. But you look at the one that hit the post. He shanked it. He absolutely shanked it.
But then we've all seen strikers shank the ball.
I know, but when was the last time he actually caught one in that position and finished it well?
So, couldn't care less. He put the one in.
I'm just saying, he's not a great finisher. He gets into decent spots.
I will refer you back to the article, actually, I shared with you yesterday You probably didn't read it.
I didn't.
About
No.
Of course you didn't. It was
I
there were
can't
too many long words for you. But it mentioned in there about specifically about Antonio and the chances he's getting. And he actually compared him to Lingard. So since Lingard joined, he's had 12 shots and scored 3 goals. His XG is 0.6, so he's having low quality chances and making the most of them, helped by the fact like Martinez, when he played against Villa, let in a couple of goals that he shouldn't. Antonio so far this season, 38 shots, 6 goals, but an XG of 8.4. So he's actually he's underperforming compared to the chances he's getting. Because you look at the chances he had against like Palace away, when he had a couple of chances in like the 6-yard box and he hit the woodwork twice. So yeah, he's getting in the right position. So that's the positive thing. He just needs to be converting more of the chances.
So are we expecting a Norwich like last season where he bangs 4 in? So
that'd be nice.
He just hits everything.
As long as I get him back in my fantasy team before then.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
I
subbed him out today for DCL. So
yeah, I took him out for DCL
I want him
this
to
week.
get as close as he can to Di Canio's record.
Yeah,
well,
he's not far away now, is he?
No, he's not far at all.
He should overtake it because he's got another contract out of him at least.
Solid season, and he overtakes it. Simple, really, ain't it?
Right, let's go on to Max's question. Jamie, thoughts on Declan Rice today?
He was good. He was really, really good. But I'm still not fixed on his world class. It's a word that's thrown away too easy these days.
That's not what we're asking you. We just asked if he's good. We know you don't.
Declan Rice was great. Declan Rice was brilliant today. But then I think everyone outside of Ben Johnson today had a very, very good performance. I don't think Declan Rice was very good today, but I don't think his performance.
Let me change that question around.
Highlighting.
You said it's a good performance. Would you say that is a world-class performance from Declan Rice today? I'm not saying he's world-class, but is that a world-class performance from Declan Rice?
No.
Why?
No, because if he was world-class, we would have won the game.
No, because you can't put that on one person because they've got 6 or 7 world-class players.
I don't think he was world-class today. He was decent. He was very good.
I'm going to back Jamie up here. I don't think he was I think he had a good game. Don't get me wrong, but there's a big difference between solid, good game and world class. It's a big step up.
I would say he showed more of a world class performance last week against Tottenham than he did today, but he had an excellent game today.
I think there was one thing that really hammered it home for me. At one point,
he's a world class player. So
at one point when he tried a bit of a crossbar. He had the ball in our own in centre circle on our half, and Soufal, I think it was Soufal, had made a run down the right, and he had quite a lot of space ahead of him, and he went to ping it, and he hit it straight along the floor, and it bounced off one of their players, and then it fell to Fernandinho, who got the ball and pinged it straight out left, straight onto their winger who was running onto it. I think that's the difference between a very good player and a world-class player.
Someone he will not reach that level, but he's not there yet.
Boys, let's try to speak one at a time because I'm struggling to hear all of us talking at the same time. Lee Hobbs, my goalkeeper from my Saturday side, he has got the biggest Liverpool tinted glasses on you'll ever see. He thinks Salah doesn't dive. So I'm calling you out there, Lee. Lee agree with Jamie as a poor man's Henderson. Get a grip, son. Get a grip.
They're both our centre midfielders.
I think just doesn't know football. He's a pleasure to watch on a football pitch.
I think Declan today was brilliant. He's been brilliant for a long, long time. That was me just sort of antagonising the question of saying was it a World Cup performance. I won't say either way. I think he's very, very close now to being one of the top defensive midfielders in the world, right up there in the league. Jay, let me finish what I'm saying. He's right up there. Yes, you've got your Kimmich, you've got your better players like that, but they're playing on a world stage most weeks. Do you know what I mean? Declan will get there. He'll play more for England. Eventually, he's going to get Champions League football. We know that. If we don't get there, he's going to leave and play it. He's only going to get better as he goes. That's all you can say. And he's 22, and he's playing already this standard of football. He's only going to get better. So he will get there. If he's not there now, he will get there. And I know people will agree with Jamie, people will disagree with Jamie, but he will get there. And we love him for being at West Ham right now.
Can I? The only thing I sit there and think is, if he didn't wear a West Ham shirt, I don't think West Ham fans would be calling him world class. That's the only thing I sit there and think.
Yeah, but all of us, we could say that about anyone. Because we're West Ham fans, we could say that about Henderson. I don't think Henderson's world class because I'm not a Liverpool fan.
No, but I don't.
So
but I only think there's about.
Really.
4 world players. There's only 4 players in this league that are about world class. The term world class is thrown away well too much these days. There is.
It's always the thing is world class is always going to be class is always going to be a subjective topic because for me, like. When you look at a player and you think, okay, so for what is his job? What is his position? Now, I don't know how he can do his position any better than what he does. So I would say he can be one of the candidates for being, all right, Meg, he can be one of the candidates for being world class in his position, but when you can, I don't know, like this is what I mean, that he gets thrown about, but he's a world-class player, someone that's a complete player, because he's not a complete player. If you want to go that route, Souček is probably more of a complete player because he's got the finishing aspects as well. But it doesn't mean he's a better player in his position than Rice is. So I know for a fact, if I got offered another Premier League defender, defensive midfielder, I feel that confident, I wouldn't want to change him out. I'd swap someone else for him. I wouldn't want to change Rice. That's just me, though. I'm allowed to think that.
Breaking news. I agree with James. I would not take another defensive midfielder right now. I think Fernandinho is fantastic, but he's on the wrong side of the age barrier now. Give me another defensive midfielder in the league.
Mate, is that 35?
Give me another defensive midfielder in the league better than Rice right now.
Fabinho. I think Fabinho
doesn't play enough in that role. We haven't seen him enough in that role right now. I'd take Declan over him.
I think this is one of them that we'll never agree on. And
right, here's a question for you from John.
Unless he scores 10 goals a year, Jamie's never going to say, "Yeah, I want him."
Pretty much from John. Livermore.
James.
Yeah, Jamie. Here's a question for you.
Livermore and Creswell. If he doesn't score 10 goals a season, I don't think he's a good left back. That's not his role.
Jamie, Livermore or Rice from Jono?
Jake Livermore.
He's put Livermore, he's going to win today, and Rice lost.
Jake Livermore is a better footballer.
Okay. Send him out, Jake. We've got one more comment from Max. What does he have to do to prove his class? What does he have to do to prove his class is the only thing I can say. He's performed consistently for 3 seasons now. Every season he's added something to his game. Passing, ball carrying. Next season, he'll at least get 5 goals.
But I just don't think right now he does enough progressive passing compared to people like Fabinho. I don't think he does enough as compared to Rodri.
Take Fernandinho out the questioning because he doesn't pass the ball forward at all. He gives it sideways to De Bruyne. Take him out of the question. He gives it to De Bruyne. He doesn't have to pass the ball forward.
So there's no doubt.
And he's got 6 other world-class players to be able to do that for him.
I don't think he is world class. I think he's great, and he's
okay. Let's call it there.
We're very lucky to have a player like him in our ranks.
But you are only calling him world class because he plays for West Ham. You would not be saying this if he played for Tottenham.
Let's call it a day. Okay.
I would, because I think Kane's a world-class striker.
Yeah, but Kane is a world-class striker. He's done it for 6 seasons, Kane.
I'll call it if I see it.
Yeah, but Harry Kane's done it for 6 seasons. He's scored 20 goals. Harry Kane's a bit of an argument to Declan Rice.
Right, can we call it a day? Let's call it a day.
Jamie looks like he's had enough. Look.
We are going to go to a break. We're going to go to a break now, then we'll discuss Leeds. We'll have match stats and the Leeds chat in a couple of minutes. Okay, as you can see, Matt isn't back with us yet, so we won't go to Matt's stats straight away.
He's gone round to kill Jamie.
Yeah, Leeds. So we play Leeds at the weekend. Leeds Monday night at home. So we won't do Matt's stats until he's back. James, can we and should we be beating Leeds on Monday?
I wouldn't be as arrogant to say should be beating Leeds, because I think they've got some great players in their side, and I don't believe that. I think the players need to continuously, work hard. And the thing is, Moyes is the type of manager that will keep their head on the ground anyway, which is, I think, is great. Watching him in his interviews, he really isn't sort of letting the players get ahead of themselves, which I think is really good. But of course, we can beat them. If we turn up and everyone plays with that performance, we're going to have more of the ball, you'd think. We're probably going to create a few more chances. We'll have a bit more of an attacking system, maybe. I think we should go there and win the 3 points, if I'm honest. But, you never know. Leeds are a good side.
Yeah, Jamie, what's your thoughts on that?
It's one of them games where if we really want to be one of the better teams in the league this season and push for 5th, 6th, maybe even 4th, we need to win. Leeds are a really odd team. One week they'll look great, one week they'll look terrible. I think we should win. I'd change the system slightly, try and be a little bit more proactive against them, because they're a team that like possession, and if we can get a Benrahma and counter them, I think it'll suit us a bit better. But I wouldn't say it's a must-win, but it's a game that we need to probably get a result from.
Do you know my point on what you just said there? It's not a must-win. It sort of is, because of who you play next. You play United next. So it potentially give you another 3 against United, because obviously we've struggled against them twice this year. So beating Leeds would be a nice freebie for an away trip back up to Old Trafford. So that's my only thought on that. Obviously, I'll say my points in a minute. Matt, are you with us? Matt,
he's there. He's not frozen.
Matt, are you with us?
Am I? You tell me.
Give me some stats if you can, if you are there.
Matt stats.
I thought I was.
You are. Matt, you are here. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'll quickly jump in before I die again. Although I wanted to quickly say, Ferran Torres is only one of only.
Oh, right, God, his connection's awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
I tell you what, Mig, take your camera off.
If you can't hear me, I'm dead.
Mig, take your camera off, and your connection will be better.
James, chuck him out the chat, and we'll try and get him back in. Okay, we'll come back to obviously Matt in a minute. My thoughts on Leeds. I asked you the question of can we and should we? We can and we should be beating Leeds. This is a team, if we set up really well against Leeds. Again, they're a high pressing side who love to push. And with our counter-attacking play, we should be beating a team like Leeds. Yes, they can cause us problems. We know that. We've seen them going forward. They could really cause us some problems. But we have enough about us to beat this team. We really put Leeds to the sword back in early January, I believe it was, or late December when we played them.
Nah, it was back in December, early December.
Okay, December.
We could still go down the pub.
Whenever it was.
Okay. But that was probably one of our best team performances of the year, that Leeds away trip at Ellen Road. Play the same way, we should beat them. We should be beating teams like Leeds at the London Stadium. We really should be beating teams like Leeds.
I would hope for a couple of goals, difference between,
we know they can score goals.
That game. But
we know they can score goals, but us defensively can definitely shut them out.
Like at the end of the day, you got to look at them. Like on your day, you can match. Look man for man. The majority of Manchester City's team today, you'd say, right, he's better than our player. He's better than our player. He's better than our player, right? But we matched them today with hard work and just pure desire as well in a lot of the cases, and we nearly got a result today. If it just showed Leeds can do that to us, and we've seen it throughout the season. They've got it in their locker. But I think if we've on top of our game, Rice and Souček are solid in the middle, and what we think is going to be Benrahma, Lingard, and Antonio and Fornals most likely. if they're on their game up front, I don't think they've got enough to cope with it. I really don't. And like you said, Darryl, we should be beating them.
Yeah. I'll quickly give you the stats on this Leeds game. Matt has sent them over.
Wait. Can I guess?
Have you seen it yet?
No.
So we've played Leeds 105 times. How many games have we won if you haven't seen that group chat message?
I'm going to guess that we scored 149 goals, conceding 178 and winning 28 games.
Someone's seen that message. We have played them 105 times, won 28, drawn 29, lost 48.
Wow.
Moyes' record against Leeds is played 6, won 4, drawn 1, lost 1. So it's not a bad record for Moyes.
The law of averages suggests we're due a bad result, though.
Yeah. Yeah, potentially, but then we would do a good result against City today. So,
yeah, but
wait a sec. Wait. Whoa, Dal, you were the one who's like, we're also due a battering.
Yeah, we
are. We are still due a
We're always due a battering.
you can put it out in either way, can't you? We're due a result against City, but then we're also due a Tonkin somewhere down the line. Look, Matt, I can't see us getting Matt back. There's not loads to talk about Leeds. We don't know team news. You know, Fabianski could be struggling. Obviously, Randolph with that.
Yeah.
We don't really know anything else because we're quite early in the week, and that's my fault because of moving house. It is. We said we'd do it all together, so I'm struggling to be around this week. Give me a score prediction and goals for Monday week. So not this Monday week. Jamie.
I think we win. I think I'm going to go for 2-1 again. I'm going to go Antonio and Benrahma.
Anyone else got predictions? Send them through on the chat quickly. James, what about you?
I'm going to go for a 3-1 win. I think they're going to score, but I think we're going to have a couple of goal lead at that point.
Mig has also put 3-1 in a group chat message I've just got, and he's also messaged.
Always copies my scores, doesn't he?
He's also messaged on the stream as well. I can't fucking wait to move back to my house. Fair play. I'm actually going to go 3-0. I think we win quite handily. I think we're playing good football. The team morale's there. Team spirit's really good. I don't think Leeds are going to worry us as much as they have. They've got a few injury problems going into today's game. That's a big game for them, Villa. Leeds is a massive game today for them, and we'll obviously see how they come out of that because they could easily get pumped against Villa with Villa going forward. So we'll see. I quite like it. I think Benrahma will get off the mark. I think Lingard will score again, and we're due a big Tommy Souček goal as well. It's been a few weeks since big.
Yeah,
Tommy.
it's been a few weeks. He's having a drought.
Yeah, that's mine. Anyone else? We've had no one else comment at the moment, but please do leave comments. We do see them. I think that's us. That's it. That's it from today. Good chat. I'll really say I really enjoyed today's performance from the boys. I can't moan about anything too much.
No.
So we go on to next week, and we look forward to a game against Leeds Monday week at home. I believe it's an 8 o'clock kickoff. Is that right?
Yeah.
8 o'clock, much better than 6. I hate the 6 o'clockers. So we move on.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, you don't never take your time.
Forget about them.
That's us. And the last thing to say is, come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons.